69.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, text number 69. Upayam katayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Ayam yatma vicharaste,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Ayam yatma vicharaste,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Upayam katayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Ayam hi atma vicharaste,
Ayam yatma vicharaste,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Rahatu kurute shivam.
Rahatu kurute shivam.
Upayam katahishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Tava vipra vrushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Ayam I atma vicharaste,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Yatastam yahimam chiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Sadhushu prahitam teha,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Prahartu kurute chivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Upayam katayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Tava vipra srinusvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Sadhushu prahitam teja,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Prahartu kurute shivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam.
Upayam kathayishyami,
Upayam katayishyami,
Tavo vipro srinushvatat,
Tava vipra srinushvatat,
Ayam hi atma vicharaste,
Ayam hyatma vicharaste,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Yatastam yahimachiram,
Sadhushu prahitam teja,
Sadhushu prahitam tejaha,
Rahatu kurute shivam,
Rahatu kurute shivam. Upayam,
Upayam,
the means of protection
means of protection
in this dangerous position.
in this dangerous position.
Katayishyami,
Katayishyami,
I shall speak to you,
I shall speak to you,
Tava,
Tava,
of your deliverance
of your deliverance
from this danger.
from this danger.
Vipra,
Vipra,
O Brahmana,
O Brahmana,
Srinushva,
Srinusva,
just hear from me.
just hear from me
Tat,
Tat,
what I say.
what I say.
I am
I am
this action
this action
taken by you.
taken by you.
He,
He,
indeed,
indeed,
Atma Apicharaha,
Atmavicharas,
self-envy,
self-envy,
or envious of yourself.
or
or envious of the self.
Your mind has become your enemy.
Your mind has become your enemy.
Te,
Te,
for you.
by
Yataha,
Yata,
because of whom.
because of whom,
Tam,
Tam,
to him.
to him,
Maharaj Ambarish,
Maharaj Ambarish,
Yahi,
Yahi,
immediately go.
immediately go,
Machiram,
Machiram,
do not wait even a moment.
Do not waste even a moment.
Wait, not waste.
Oh, do not wait.
Sadhushu,
Sadhushu,
unto devotees.
and to devotees,
Rahitam,
Rahitam,
applied.
Apply.
Tejaha,
Teja,
what is that?
Heat.
Tira,
Power,
power,
puissance.
puissance.
Je vais parler en français après, si vous préférez. On va lire en anglais et peut-être parler en français. Prahatuhu,
Prahatuhu,
of the executor.
Of the executor.
Kurute,
Kurute,
does.
Thus,
Ashivam,
Ashiram,
what is that?
what? Without quality.
What does Shiva mean?
Quality.
Hmm?
Quality.
Shiva means auspiciousness. So, Ashivam.
inauspiciousness.
Translation, O Brahmana, let me now advise you for your own protection. Please hear from me. By offending Maharaj Ambarish, you have acted with self-envy. Therefore you should go to him immediately, without a moment's delay. One's so-called prowess, when employed against the devotee, certainly harms he who employs it. Thus, it is the subject, not the object, who is harmed. Is this Vishnu speaking himself?
And it's supposed to be Vishnu, yeah, because before he said that
Yeah.
the devotee is in my heart and I'm in the heart of my devotee.
Yeah, because Maharaj Durvasa Muni offended Maharaj Ambarish, and then and he then Ambarish didn't really offend him, but Durvasa Muni took offense, and then because of that he sent his he took a hair, took a hair from his head,
Create a demon.
and he created a demon. Is that correct? What are you doing down there?
I'm translating it's not disturbing her.
Is it in French? I can speak French.
I'm translating to Croatian.
Croatian, alright. Français? Français, anglais?
Both.
Both. Okay. Anglais, ça va aussi?
Oui, tout le monde.
Ok. Je parle français, pas de problème, mais en anglais je suis plus, on va dire, à l'aise. So I speak English.
Okay.
Yeah, so he became offended, Durvasa Muni, because Maharaj Ambarish broke his fast. He didn't really break it, he broke it with water, just with water, before Durvasa Muni came. So that's nothing to be angry about, but he became angry. But because he offended a devotee, what happened? Vishnu himself sent his sea circulaire
Sudarshan Chakra.
Sudarshan Chakra. C-circular. Circular saw. I have one. I have a big one like this. Very, very sharp. So he had to run for his life. Actually, he ran across the whole universe, and he could not get shelter anywhere. So finally, he went directly to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu said, "Sorry, I can't do anything. You offended Maharaj Ambarish. You have to go and beg forgiveness." So this is, we can say, that's the relationship with the Lord, that if you surrender to Krishna, He will give you all protection. He says in the Bhagavad Gita in different ways, just surrender to me, abandon all varieties of religions. You don't have to do anything else, just surrender to me. And Krishna will take care. Of course, that does not mean we don't do anything. We serve Krishna, and we may also have to do other things, like making money, like acquiring life's necessities. But that will be connected with Krishna if we surrender to Krishna. And Krishna will take care. We don't have to worry about the future, actually. It's very nice. We do our best and we let Krishna do the rest. And it's not really our problem what happens. It is Krishna's problem. Krishna is giving the result. It's not our business. We don't have anything to do with what the result. We may work very hard and we may get a good or bad result. That is up to Krishna. Because we give the result to Krishna, then it becomes transcendental. I'll just read the purport. Srila Prabhupada. A Vaishnava is always an object of envy for non-devotees, even when the non-devotee happens to be his father. To give a practical example, Hiranyakashipu was envious of Prahlad Maharaj, but this envy of the devotee was harmful to Hiranyakashipu, not to Prahlad. Every action taken by Hiranyakashipu against his son, Prahlad Maharaj, was taken very seriously by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus, when Hiranyakashipu was on the verge of killing Prahlad, the Lord personally appeared and killed Hiranyakashipu. Service to a Vaishnava gradually accumulates and becomes an asset for the devotee. Similarly, harmful activities directed against the devotee gradually become the ultimate cause of the performer's fall down. Even such a great Brahmana and mystic yogi as Durvasa was in a most dangerous situation because of his offense at the lotus feet of Maharaj Ambarish, a pure devotee. So, we can see from this example of Prahlad Maharaj that just because you become a devotee does not mean no trouble. It means a lot of trouble. And we can go through many devotees in the scripture where so many things happen. Prahlad Maharaj, his father tried to kill him so many ways, his own father. He tried to poison him. He brought elephants to trample him to death. He threw him out from a mountain. And what more, he tried to, he had some demons to pierce him with different weapons, snakes, on and on. So, but Prahlad Maharaj was not disturbed. He was even worried about his father's well-being. So we may not be on that level. We are definitely not on that level. I'm not. So, and who else? Well, there are many examples of devotees who go through so many tests in the scriptures. The Pandavas, they were exiled. How many years? 11 years? More? 14. And they didn't complain. They accepted. They were taking away everything. They couldn't even have a... was that later? They asked for just one village or a few villages. They couldn't even have the surface that of a needle or something like that. After or before they went in exile? I don't remember. Anyway, they tolerated so many things. And on and on. Parikshit Maharaj, I'm just reading about him. In the nuclear section of the Bhagavatam, because there's also nuclear weapons. They tried to, Ashwatthama tried to throw a Brahmastra, which is a nuclear weapon, but more sophisticated. It's, what do you call it? Tactical. Tactical? It goes to the person or the goal. It doesn't destroy everything else, as far as I understand. And Krishna saved Parikshit Maharaj even from a nuclear bomb. He may save us too. it may happen. So Krishna is protecting us. So if we want protection from a person, first we have to make sure that he's able to give us protection. So we have to study a little bit that personality and find out, is he really going to give me protection? So Krishna assures us that yes, he will. He says you don't have to worry, just abandon yourself or abandon all other types of religion and just surrender to me. And he also says that if you do that, I will take care of you. I will be your career manager, or I will take care of everything, and I will take care of what you have already, so that you will not lose it, and I will give you what you need. Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. Ravindra Swarup, he looked it up, this term Yoga Kshema, in the Sanskrit dictionary, and it is actually also a business term for the Vaishyas. When they meet, they say Yoga Kshemam. It means how is your business, something like that. So, of course, we are not doing business with Krishna in the same way as people do business in the material world, but Krishna, nonetheless, he gives a promise that if you just surrender to me, then I will take care of you. And we can see from so many examples that he does take care of his devotees. At the same time, we also get tested in various ways. I can just use myself as an example. When I joined ISKCON, immediately I was thrown into the battlefield, immediately. And went into a long, tedious court case with our neighbors because we were chanting Hare Krishna. And that was very intense. And I thought that now I have joined a spiritual movement of peace and love. So, I didn't expect that. And of course I became, as we say, mental. But I was with a very staunch person. Who do you think it was? Gopal. So he said, "You don't give up. If you give up, I'm going to leave the country." So he got me to continue. It was very intense, and actually we won the court case. And I remember I said on television that because we had television coverage, we had 2 newspapers and radio, and it was fantastic. I said to the television reporter that, little fanatic maybe, we have Krishna on our side, so we are going to win. And we did. And there was very good publicity. We had, I think it was a front page on a big newspaper. I still have it. Where we were doing kirtan in the flat where we. So we get tested. And Prabhupada is a better example. He's the best example. When he started to preach, so many things didn't go as he wanted. He was even, he started, what did he start? He started the League of Devotees. What was the first thing? Johnson. And that didn't really work. Then he wanted to translate and print Srimad Bhagavatam. He even got, as they say, gored by a cow, put the horn in his side, and he was lying in the street. He had to crawl back to his room. That's how it's described. He got, just to get to the West, that was very difficult. Finally he got to the West, or on the way he got heart attacks. His ISKCON start capital was, he sold a set of Bhagavatam to the captain of the Jalatuta, $25. That was the start capital of ISKCON. He had 7 rupees, something like that. 40, yeah, it was worth $7.
Yeah.
He couldn't bring it in America. They wouldn't let him. So he didn't have anything. So he got $25. He didn't know, and he knew he had a contact, but apart from that, he didn't know really anyone. New country. He said, I didn't know whether I should turn left or right when he came. So he took a big risk. He didn't know what the future would bring, but he knew that Krishna had a plan. So we should also know that Krishna has a plan. If we try to serve him, follow the process of sadhana bhakti, especially chanting japa. This is very essential in our practice. And if you're serious, then you will chant japa. Everybody can participate in kirtan, but those who are more serious, they will also take up chanting of japa on the beach. And that is really what makes a big difference in making spiritual advancement, controlling our mind and senses, and thinking about Krishna. And I think that we can solve, I'm convinced we can solve all our problems just by taking our japa seriously. But of course, in order to take our japa seriously, we should also do many other things, like getting up early in the morning, or Mangalatik, associating with devotees, offering food to Krishna, etc. But we can really see that the japa is very important, and that is the vow we make when we get initiated. To chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulative principles. So we surrender to Krishna, and surrender means we don't really know what will happen, but we have faith, shraddha. We have some idea what's going to come, but we cannot know for sure. So we have faith that Krishna will take care of us, and that is the initial item in devotional service. The first item is shraddha, adau shraddha. And Krishna is God. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's all powerful, so he's completely capable of protecting us. We don't have to worry or have any doubts. Nobody can compete with Krishna or even come near. So maybe there's some questions, comments, complaints.
When you speak about this, it was in Oslo?
Yeah.
When you are this big test now.
Yes, I was in Oslo, yeah.
Oslo.
Capital of Norway.
Okay.
We had a preaching center there for 7 years.
And beside all those problems that Prabhupada faced, when he was in Mauritius, he got a car accident and he was bleeding.
Yeah. You're from Mauritius?
Yes,
Yeah.
bleeding as a car accident.
Yeah.
So, I have
So
one,
yeah?
in the case of Parikshit Maharaj and also with Raj Maharaj, we see that Krishna intervened directly himself to protect the devotees. But in the case of Mahabharata, the Kurukshetra, in the battle, he told Krishna, you have to fight for the. He did not intervene directly
Yes.
to the difference.
Yes. Maharaj Parikshit, it was, we can say it was Krishna in the heart, or Vishnu, who appeared. I think it's described, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's described he appeared the size of a thumb. Is that correct? In the case of Maharaj Parikshit. So we know this size is Krishna in the heart, or Paramatma. There may be different points of view. Okay, maybe you can say it's Krishna who came, but it's described like that. He appeared in the heart, or he appeared in that size. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna became the charioteer of Arjuna. So he took a humble position, which is also very interesting. He is God, but he agrees to, it's considered not a very high position to be driving a chariot, because he's sitting on the lower platform, Krishna, and Arjuna is sitting on the higher one. So Krishna takes a humble position, and I think it's a little hard work also to control the horses. It's very dangerous. You can get killed. He is not armed.
Someone told me that Krishna was a charioteer. So he was the one who was targeting the point. So he was moving in a way that every time Krishna was striking, he was putting the positions that the target would be exact position. He was the one controlling the
reins.
Rays of Arjuna without Arjuna knowing that. He was moving the.
Arjuna
was just, and he was controlling the chariot. This was the main important part.
Yeah, it's a very important job.
So he was targeting, in fact.
Yeah, that is my favorite picture. When I have it in my in the temple room where we live. Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield.
Guru Prabhu told me that on these chariots during the battle, you cannot scream like turn left, turn right. It's so much loud. And so they were using the leg.
I heard that.
The shoulders. So Arjuna was standing.
I just see how. I mean, they were in a friendly relationship. They were in the Sakya Rasa. That's also why we can see it in Bhagavad Gita when Krishna shows his universal form. Arjuna, he realizes, oh, he's God. I have offended him by sleeping on the same bed, eating from the same plate, and so on. And he didn't mention the chariot driving. I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know where it's said, but I heard that. But it makes sense. There's a lot of noise on the battlefield. Even you can imagine how many people are there on the battlefield. Millions and millions. They're all in armor, I guess. Armor, shields, weapons, just the noise of the metal hitting, and of course people screaming. It's a big noise. Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah.
I read something about when Karna became the commander. You remember at the end, Karna became commander, but he said, I would do that, but I need a good charioteer, a really very good charioteer. And he said, I want Shalya. And Shalya, he was a big king. So when he said, please, Duryodhan, ask Shalya, if he is my charioteer, I would win, otherwise I cannot. And when they asked Shalya, he was very offended. He said, you want me to be a charioteer? And he said, I will go away. And Duryodhan has to be very, very intelligent, he's special, please, can you do it? Because we want to win, and just you can do that.
Yeah. I think because one reason is maybe not just because Krishna was a good charioteer, but because Arjuna, he knew that if Krishna was present on the battlefield, they would win. And everyone who would die in front of him, they would go back to Godhead or almost. So he wanted Krishna to be there, and he knew it. Krishna will not die, he's the Supreme Lord. That they're in Sakya Rasa. Maybe there's also an element of chivalry. What is this in Sanskrit? Chivalry.
Virya.
Virya. At least I know one devotee who's in the rasa of chivalry. It's who's that? Is that Bhishma? Bhishma, Krishna, he accepts Bhishma's arrows as an offering when they hit him. Isn't that correct?
As roses?
I think so. Krishna is enjoying. I mean, we cannot maybe understand, but we can understand that between friends, you like to have a fight sometimes, friendly fight. Should be friendly. I have this relationship with Revati Nandan. Anyway, anything else? Yeah?
I don't know about you have heard about barbaric.
Who?
Barbaric.
Barbaric?
Who is that? I don't understand it.
Never heard about barbaric, Prabhu? Barbaric?
Barbar?
No, it's not barbaric. It's
I
a very barbaric.
Okay, I don't understand the pronunciation, I think.
Yeah, it's a name of a person.
Uh-huh.
Barbaric.
person.
Okay.
He was a great devotee. He was a son of Bhima.
And?
And there's a long katha.
It's a long story.
Long
Okay.
story.
So you can make it short.
Yes. He also got a he got a blessing from Krishna that he can watch battle, all whatever is happening,
Okay.
and when the battle was finished, Krishna takes the Pandavas and Draupadi to meet Barbaric, and Arjun was very proud and said he win the battle. And Barbaric was laughing and said, I didn't win the battle because I saw what happened.
He could see it.
Could see everything. And
He was there, or he could see it from a distance.
from a distance.
Because I know one
And
other
he
person
said
who
that
could.
whatever-
Sanjay.
Yeah, Sanjay was, and Barbaric said whatever happened, I saw directly.
Mm-hmm.
So Krishna, and you see, every time the arrow was hitting, Krishna was, Sudarshan Chakra was default.
Yeah, of course he didn't get hurt, really.
No, every time Arjun was targeting any, the Sudarshan Chakra was killing before the arrow.
So he was protecting him.
Yeah, something was happening, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all Krishna who did the and Arjun was thinking he was the one who was killing.
Yeah.
But it found Krishna Sudarshan Chakra
Yeah,
was
we're-
already killing before the.
Yeah, we are not the doer. We are just an instrument in the
Yes.
hands of Krishna.
And the moment all the Pandavas and Draupadi were very surprised and looking at Krishna and say, and Krishna was just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. There's one more.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the lecture. When you were speaking about the difference between japa and kirtan, I think it was Aindra Prabhu. I read I think it was him, that he said that japa is important, but kirtan is much more powerful than japa if we come together and sing.
Well, without japa, kirtan is not so powerful. And without kirtan, also, we cannot just do japa. It's like a railroad track. We need two tracks. But it is a fact that you cannot deny that when you promise, when you get initiated, you're not promising that you will have 1 hour kirtan every day. You promise to chant 60 rounds. So that means it is very important. We don't have to maybe discuss which is more important, but we have to chant our rounds. We may not always do as much kirtan as we want to do, maybe, but we have to chant our rounds. Of course, Indra is kirtan here. And yes, it is very powerful, I agree, of course. But japa is also very powerful. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, says, I am japa. Japa means the chanting of the holy names. It is translated by japa, the chanting, which is, you can think about that also. I don't know which verse, I'm not a pandit. Anyone knows? I think it's the 10th chapter.
Chapter 10, something like this.
11.
10, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, both are important. Maybe japa is more important.
Japa is more important.
Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
He has many names. America, different names.
I would say also japa is for devotional service.
And the mother said, if you are killed by the law, then
What do you get? You don't get so much out of material. Just sitting and saying. Kirtan you get, as music, dancing, company. Japa you're on your own.
You can see from the top.
Vishwanath Thakur said in the Bible, excellence of the elements, and japa. So if you are trying to self grow,
it's for me, it's I would say it's the most important, but that does not mean that it's less important. I think we cannot speak like that. We usually think very